Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Kava here, coming at you from Baltimore, Maryland. Today I'm taking a really quick swing, drive through Squanch Kava territory. So it's a great day for Squanch heads because the K sewer is checking out another Squanch. The beautiful new bag of Fijian Lawena, and I'm actually kneading it up right now. I got the strainer here from Kava, the strainer bag, which is always available to buy through my website. There's at least a link to the Kava website and the Amazon site. Anyways, so the Squanch Fijian Lawena is part of the corm, the main root of the plant. So it's not the lateral roots, it's not the waka, it's the corm, it's the stump. And as such, it's a kind of a milky, creamy, milky color, and it's got that squanch grease in it. So like as I'm kneading it, it's I can still feel the oils coming out of it. So which is a very good sign. It's a sign of a good quality kava when you can feel the oils in the kava as you're kneading it. So what I typically do is, by the way, I'm the only one who's going to be drinking this, so that cough isn't going to hurt anybody else. So what I usually do nowadays is I take about 3 tablespoons, and I put them between 2 alu balls, and I shake them in the alu ball shaker with warm water, pretty warm, like a little bit under the warmest temperature the faucet can get to. And after doing that, I actually just pour the kava into the strainer, and then I add some more kava, and then I add the final step. So you have about a cup of water to almost a cup of kava, strongly kneaded, at the bottom of the bowl, at the bottom of the plastic tanoa. And then what I do is I take cold water from the refrigerator, and I just kind of eyeball it. I just pour it in. I'm not one to ever measure. I can always tell by looking at my kava if it's of the consistency and strength that I want it to be, to make sure it's not too diluted or it's not too thick, because there's nothing worse than a kava that's too thin or a kava that's too thick. Well, there are a lot of things worse. I guess it's all relative. So I mean, at this point, I now have probably about 3 cups of water in this bowl, to about about 3/4 of a cup to a cup of kava. Again, I just eyeballed it. I don't really find the need to measure these things anymore. It's relatively easy, and if you make kava too strong, you can always just add more water and then continue to squeeze, and it's obviously not going to hurt anything. If you make kava too weak, that's a different story, because if you don't have the kava, you're not gonna be able to thicken it up. But still, I mean, you'll want to drink it. All right, so that's it. That's how long it takes for me to make kava. Well, plus 8 minutes that happened before this video. All right, so it's a Saturday in Baltimore. You see, look at that. It's a nice milky color. Kind of it looks like cashew milk. I'm always bringing cashews into kava reviews, but it looks like a cashew milk or an almond milk or something. And Lawenas are, they're known for being very smooth and very relaxing. Bula. Very good. Just how I expected it to be. Very kind of tastes like walnuts or something. So it might be a good idea to experiment with like a maple flavor in a kava like this. Very good. delicious. Squanch delivers. Squanch heads unite. All right, well, as always, I'm going to step aside for 45 minutes or an hour. I'm going to finish this big bowl of kava I have right here that I've just finished making, and then I'm going to come back and give you my final. So, I actually have been drinking that kava for a couple hours now. And it's so relaxing. It's so calming. Mbula. It just has this very calming effect and kind of body numbing effect that really kind of ties the room together and kind of makes you feel grounded and a low energy kind of like riding the waves kind of kava, very mellow, very stony. Not the kind of coffee you don't want to, drink at work, or not that you would want to drink any kava at work, but certainly the type of kava that you're gonna want to drink when you want to melt away the difficulties of life. So Squanch, Squanch with the wakas. The Squanch wakas, you get this really uppity yet this uppity yet anxiety reducing rush, and it hits that spot perfectly. And with the Lawena, you get this super mellow, grounded feeling. Like I can imagine this would be perfect for pain relief as well. Because I had a little bit of a headache before I started drinking it, and I'm just vibrating with pleasure and happiness right now. Vibrating with pleasure. That could be misinterpreted, but it's just fantastic stuff. And I really love the flavor of it too. It's not something that you would dread going back to. It's like sometimes when you make a big bowl of kava and you've had a few shells, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go grab another shell, and you're like, I'm gonna have to have that piney taste again. And with this, it's got that milky kind of almondy kind of cashewy flavor to it, so it doesn't present that same dilemma, that same issue, if you will. But yeah, no, it definitely slows you down a little bit mentally. I'd say that I sat down and I did do some work. I was able to focus on some stuff I've been writing. I'm a writer, and it didn't interfere once I got into the zone. But like you can probably tell as I'm talking that I'm crunked. I'm lit. From the Squanch, from the Lawena oils. So yeah. Bula to the hula. Man, I just love. It's funny because when I first got this, I made some bula. And I used the alu ball to make it. And I don't think that was the best method because it wasn't very strong when I used the alu ball. And I think it might have something to do with how oily the kava is. It's just so packed with kava lactones that you can feel it when you squeeze it, just this oil. And for me, that's always the sign of a really, really good kava. But when I used the alu ball, it had just kind of a chalky, slightly unpleasant flavor and texture. But when I, just kneaded it now with my hands, it made it, extra strong. And I didn't use a crazy amount, it really hit the spot. It really did the trick. So yeah, That's Squanch Fijian Lawena. That's the new batch in the silver bag. Love the label too. SquanchKava.com. Bula to the hula. Catch you guys next time. www.kavasewer.com.